Salud, mi gente, your boys coming through once again. And on today's video, we're going to talk about Julio César Chavez Jr. and his current situation, right? Man, there's a lot of things to his case. The reason why he's being arrested, the judge breaking some laws, the president of Mexico saying basically no comment because of what's going on with this case. And this guy was actually involved. When I say involved, he was involved with criminal organizations in Mexico. So before we continue this video and tell you the whole details, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. For those who've been supporting the channel, highly appreciate you guys. Let's set a goal, get to 10K. Let's see if we can make it. At least at the end of this year. Let's see if we can make it. Hopefully we can. I still appreciate the support of everybody. So Julio César Chávez Jr., for those who don't know, right, got arrested last month after he got in that famous fight with or boxing match with the YouTuber, right? I think 4 days after that, the boxing match, he got arrested by ICE agents. And why is this? Because he overstayed his visitation in the U.S. Apparently he had a visa for 6 months, but he stayed, I think stayed more than 6 months for sure. You know, I don't know if he stayed a year or something like that. But because of this, ICE agents arrest him and process him to get deported. Now, the funny thing about this that nobody knew about him is that he had an arrest warrant in Mexico. And why is this, man? This guy was involved in everything, man. First thing, he was involved in trafficking weapons, assault rifles to Mexico. That's illegal. You cannot have them over there. So he got caught trying to cross assault rifles into Mexico, right? Because of this, he got a case. But he thought that if he went to the U.S., everybody was going to forget about it. But life does not work like that. Sorry, but it does not work like that. Not only that, this guy was involved heavily in the game. He had friends that had a lot of power. And he participated on torture. You know what I mean? So his friends used to pick up people, right? And basically, this was the deal, man. To those people who they got picked up was like this. You want to become unalive, or you want to be a punching bag for this guy. If you can take his punches, you're going to make it. If you fail, that's it with you. Imagine that. So the boxer, professional boxer, used to, practice with these people as a punching bag and torture them, right? For whatever reason might be, right? If somebody messed up, if there were enemies, whatever the case might be, that was his job. That's what he was doing, right? It's crazy because he comes from a family that got money. He has money himself. He was a boxer, professional boxer, right? He had made deals of making. He had made millions of dollars, man, in boxing, right? But look what happened. I don't know what happened with the money. He blew it off, and now he was involved with these people right here. All bad, man. All bad. Now, after the after ICE agents turn him into the Mexican government, right? He got locked up in Hermosillo, Sonora, which is basically south of Arizona. I believe he was in the Altiplano de Hermosillo, and he was segregated for his own safety. The crazy thing about this, and that every person in Mexico is talking about, is what they did next, right? Because I believe, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, he got released. And that's no bueno. That's illegal. I'm going to tell you why. So when you're involved with the criminal organization, when you have to face the judge, when you are going to have to go through your little proceedings, right, of facing the judge, fighting in your case, you have to do that behind bars. Because you're going to be a flight risk, right? So that's law. If you're involved in any type of criminal organization case, you have to fight your case from the streets, from the inside, not the streets. So they grant this individual an amparo, which is basically a bail. So he's gonna fight his case from the streets. which is legal. That's according to a judge that he grant this deal. What he has to give up just in case he don't show up is a house that costs 7 million pesos, I believe. If he don't show up to court and he decides to be on the run, he's gonna lose that house. But this case is gonna open the door for other cases. And why is this? Just put it this way. This is why it's illegal. So all those guys who are involved in criminal organizations, those guys are making money. Let's say they capture somebody like El Chapo, right? Now he wants to fight his case from the streets. All he has to do like, look, I can give you a house that costs $1 million. Let me out. I'll fight my case from the streets. I'm not gonna go nowhere. That's $1 million. But those people got so much money that they don't care. No, and that's why they made that illegal. So when they asked the president of Mexico, hey, what do you think about this? About the decision of that judge? She was like, he did what he did. That's it. No comment. Because that judge broke a law. I don't know what his family did, how they messed with that judge, whatever. Because you can talk to judges, man. I have seen cases right here where I'm at, and where people have money. And I'm not talking about like that type of money with criminal organizations, but I'm talking about money that was legit, right? Let's say I know a person, that family member is, there's some connection here or there. The son of that family went to prison, got sentenced, right? To a lot of years. And they went behind closed door. Behind some, I don't know. They basically talked to a federal judge, bribe him, and he's now free. So the victim's family find out about this situation, and we're like, hold on, man, how can they do that? They made a big deal about it, and guess what? Nothing happened. That guy's out there on the streets, or right here on the streets, doing his thing. As long as you're not a high profile, you can do that stuff, but you need money. You need a lot of money, And I think this is what happened with Julio César Chavez Jr., in where his dad or family members, whoever did it, paid the judge a lot of money and basically convinced him, look, this guy's not going nowhere. I don't think he's gonna go nowhere, honestly, but he's gonna try to fight his case from the streets. And that is how much power controls Mexico. It is crazy. Maybe if it was like somebody who was very heavy, who was very known, it might be different, right? But since it was the son of this guy, of this legend, and somehow I believe those guys are famous because of the events they attend and stuff like that. So maybe they give him a break because of that. But what that judge said, what he did is illegal. It's against the law, because it's a stamping law that whoever's busted for that type of charges cannot have bail. Simple as that. But that is the case of Julio César Chavez Jr. What's gonna happen with him? I don't know. Most likely, I really don't know. I really don't know, man. If you were to ask me, well, yeah, he has to do some time. He got caught with weapons, right? That's a crime, and he has to pay for that. But now with all this money, with all this funny business that's happening right now, I don't know what's gonna happen. So let me know in the comment section what you think is gonna happen. But with this being said, we are out to next video. Muchas gracias. Saludos a todos. And shout outs to the legend, Julio César Chávez.